Rachel Harmon had two rules about cats. They weren't allowed on the couch, they weren't allowed in the bedroom. Edmund and Fig had been in the house for 4 hours when both rules ceased to exist. That was 18 months ago. She still hasn't gotten either of them back. Two Siberian cats, combined weight 28 pounds, square footage conquered, the entire apartment. One woman who said for 33 years that she was a dog person. This is what happened. Rachel had said it so many times, it had become a kind of identity. I'm a dog person. She said it at parties. She said it when coworkers showed her cat videos. She said it with the easy confidence of someone who has never been seriously challenged on the point. Dogs made sense to her. Dogs were loyal, readable, enthusiastic. Cats, in her estimation, were decorative and indifferent and largely beside the point. She said it one last time on a Saturday morning in April, standing in her sister's living room, looking at two enormous fluffy cats arranged on a shelf like they were posing for a portrait they had commissioned themselves. The one on the left was amber and gold, fur so thick it looked like he hadn't bothered to take his coat off. His name was Edmund, 4 years old, regarding Rachel with the calm expression of someone deciding whether she was worth acknowledging. The one on the right was darker, a deep tabby with half-closed eyes and an expression of such profound superiority that Rachel felt she should apologize for arriving unannounced. His name was Fig. He did not acknowledge the apology she hadn't made because he was a cat. Rachel's sister Joanna was moving abroad for 18 months. The friend arranged to take Edmund and Fig had canceled 2 days before the flight. Joanna called Rachel. Rachel said no. Joanna said please. Rachel said she was a dog person. Joanna had already booked her flight. Rachel drove home with 2 Siberian cats in a carrier that filled her entire back seat and a bag of supplies that cost more than her weekly groceries. Edmund and Fig did not seem distressed by any of this. They surveyed the apartment from the carrier door, stepped out when they were ready, and began a systematic takeover of the premises. Every surface, every corner, every cabinet. They did not rush. They did not ask permission. By evening, Edmund had claimed the left side of the couch, Fig had claimed the windowsill above the radiator, Rachel had been allocated the right side, the smaller side, which she accepted because it had not yet occurred to her that negotiating was an option. She called Joanna that night and said the cats were fine. Joanna asked how Rachel was. Rachel said she was also fine. This was not entirely accurate. If you've been watching and haven't subscribed yet, I'd really love it if you hit that button now. This story is just getting started. The couch was only the beginning. By day 3, the bedroom had been annexed. Edmund slept on the left side of the bed. Fig took the center. Rachel was given a strip along the right edge approximately 14 inches wide. She tried to reclaim territory on day 4. Edmund opened one eye, looked at her, and closed it again. Conversation over. By day 5, the bathroom had a permanent feline presence. Fig had decided that Rachel's morning routine required supervision and positioned himself on the edge of the sink every day at 7:15 without exception. Not interfering, just watching, with the expression of a quality control inspector who has seen considerably better operations elsewhere. Edmund had a different relationship with her schedule. He appeared at her bedroom door at exactly 6:59 every morning and sat until she was visibly awake, not meowing, not scratching, simply present, with the immovable patience of something that has all day and knows it. Rachel started setting her alarm for 6:51 so she could be technically awake before he arrived. She told absolutely no one about this. Fig had developed strong opinions on her work calls. When Rachel was on the phone for professional reasons, Fig would walk onto her desk, position himself between her and her laptop, and sit. He did not interfere, he simply existed in her direct line of sight with an expression that communicated clearly, I am aware of you, you should be aware of me. These are the terms going forward. Rachel's coworker asked, during a video call in week 2, if that was a cat on her desk. Rachel said yes. Her coworker said he looked very judgmental. Rachel said he was, and that it was fine. She was used to it. She had not been used to it 2 weeks earlier. Something had shifted without her permission. Stories like this don't get told enough. If this is making you feel something, you're not alone. 3 weeks in, on a Tuesday evening, Rachel came home from a difficult day. The kind where everything takes longer than it should and nothing resolves cleanly, dropped her bag on the floor and sat on the couch without turning the lights on. Edmund stepped onto the couch beside her with surprising delicacy and settled against her side. He did not purr loudly. He did not demand attention. He simply added his warmth to the room and stayed there, solid and unhurried, while the day finished being difficult. Fig appeared 10 minutes later and arranged himself on the armrest above her head. Between the two of them, Rachel was completely bracketed, 14 pounds of cat on each side. She sat there for a long time without turning the lights on. She texted Joanna that night, "They're good, I'm good, don't worry." She did not mention Edmund on the couch. Some things are harder to explain than others. Siberian cats are one of the oldest natural breeds in the world. They are known for a quality that owners and breeders describe consistently. They pay attention. Not to everything, to you specifically, with a focused and ongoing interest in your state of mind that does not require reciprocation and does not diminish over time. Edmund and Fig had been paying attention to Rachel since the moment they stepped out of the carrier. They had cataloged her schedule, her moods, the particular quality of the evenings that were harder than others. They had made their arrangements accordingly. They had not asked her opinion on any of it. Rachel had been a dog person for 33 years. She stopped saying it somewhere around week 5, not dramatically, not as a declaration, but in the simple way that things stop being true. Gradually, then all at once. Joanna came home 18 months later to find her sister had developed strong opinions about Siberian cat nutrition and had a second shelf installed by the window specifically so Edmund and Fig would have enough room. She asked Rachel if she wanted to keep them. Rachel said she would think about it. She had already thought about it. The couch never went back to the way it was. Neither did Rachel. Some things don't ask permission before they become important. Sometimes they just step out of a carrier, take over your couch, annex your bedroom, supervise your bathroom, and wait with extraordinary patience for you to understand that this was always going to happen, that you were always going to be their person. They just had to get you to sit still long enough to realize it. Were you a dog person before a cat changed your mind, or are you still holding out? Tell me in the comments.